Just was kind of, they were off on some calls. I mean, even the first play of the game, they went deep. Just a little miscommunication. See if they can get something cooking.
Jaden Nixon over the stove. Explodes. Crosses midfield. Nobody's going to touch him. 6-0 Knights out of the gate. 96 yards. Jaden Nixon.
Well, I'll tell you what. You want to get something cooking and some momentum here in the bounce house. Everybody's bouncing. The student section losing their mind as the kick return comes right to them. What a night. What a way to start the night for the Knights.
Jaden Nixon, an amazing athlete. Began his career at Oklahoma State, showed flashes, transferred to Western Michigan where he ran for almost 1,000 yards last year, had 12 touchdowns. He's got 1 this year. We're trying to get him more involved in the offense. Why wait?
Well, he hurdled a guy right at the very end there, right around midfield. Be able to take it to the house. Unbelievable. It's well blocked right here. Good patience right there, good vision. Here's the hurdle. Right over the kicker. No one wants to get tackled by the kicker. And then it's just straight speed. You can't coach that. That's just beautiful. And the way to start for UCF here this evening. They've been waiting, a little rain delay. This crowd, it's well worth their wait, making sure they get back in the stadium on time.
That's a great point. If you were taking your time getting into the stadium after the weather delay, you just missed the biggest thunderbolt of the night.
Well, again, this is exactly what they needed, right, Pete? I mean, last week they just a little lethargic. They, first game jitters. This is a new team from all over the place. 69 people coming in new here week 2. And they talk about it all the time. The greatest improvement from week 1 to week 2. And they certainly improved on the kickoff return, that's for sure.
It's the first time UCF has returned an opening kickoff since 2017 against USF. The head coach at that point in time, Scott Frost, on his first go-round.
Yeah. So cool to see Scott back here, and had a great chance to catch up with him after many years. Seeing him and his family so happy back here in Orlando.
This one's returnable as well. Aaron Harris runs into a brick wall, and the Aggies will start just inside of their 20-yard line.
Love it, man. Special teams, that's where I got on the field in the NFL, man. And it's easier said than done, sprinting down on kickoff and making a play.
So there's Braxton Thomas. Last week he also came on in relief. Champ Long got the start for the Aggies. Thomas came in, you see the numbers, 11 of 17, 169 yards. Moved his team down the field in the fourth quarter for a potential game-tying field goal. Kick was blocked, but he did enough to earn himself the start tonight.
And he's just from down the road, Sarasota, so he was saying he's got some homies, some coaches, some family here. Weathering the conditions, supported.
Little trickeration to start things off, but a bumpy start, as that was Elijah Kennedy taking the direct snap. Early opportunity to hear from our referee, Luke Richmond.
Full start, offense, number 5, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Now you saw the rain still coming down. You see it right there. A ton of rain in the hours leading up to this game. Still steady drizzle. The bounce house has a great field, so I guess they call it the irrigation is underway. And looked bone dry on that Nixon return, that's for sure. Thomas climbs the ladder to get it, hands to Wesley Graves in the battering ram, surges forward for a yard or 2.
It's a heck of an athletic move right there, Pete, for Braxton Thomas. That could have been disastrous right there. 6'3", 220, and he needed all 6'3" of that to get that snap.
Shotgun formation again. Graves again. Churning towards the 20-yard line. Malachi Lawrence steps in for the stop.
And it's always tough too, Pete. You're a visitor. You're already a huge underdog. It's your first drive, and all of a sudden you got a false start. You're behind the sticks. And that's exactly opposite of what the offensive coordinator, Greg McGee, wanted, especially early on here for the Aggies.
Third and 10. The Knights defensive coordinator, Alex Grinch, said, number 17, talking about Thomas, he's got our antennas up. And the antenna goes down near the 12-yard line. Malachi Lawrence again, this time his first sack of the season.
Well, we talked to Coach Grinch, and he just absolutely loves both his rush ends. And you see that, I mean, that's just absolute force right there by Malachi Lawrence. And last week, a couple pass breakups. That's such a huge ways. You know, as a defense too, you want to establish early on who you are and apply the pressure. Make sure that you quell any type of confidence the Aggies could have here early.
Ball is down to the 36-yard line. 7-0 early Knights. Yard kickoff return from Jaden Nixon, and it wasn't just the weather delay, it was Jaden Nixon's fancy feet that held us from seeing Taven Jackson, but no more delays. Here he is, first start at UCF. 6 starts over the course of 2 years at Indiana, finished up 3-3. Major contributor for the Hoosiers. Left side, pitch and catch to DJ Black, post to a first down.
And that's what I like. I mean, as an offensive coordinator, you see the numbers on your screen right there. 17 games, 63% completion percentage. I like, as an offensive coordinator, just a nice little hitch to start the game.
Miles Montgomery bangs his way across midfield, tackled by Aaron Harris, but not before he gains the Knights' first down.
And you just see the command that Taven has in the huddle, man. He's just steady. He's been there, done that. Now he's getting his opportunity. Again, got the nice kickoff return, get a cushion early. Defense does a good job. Now you got phenomenal field position on this drive.
Play fake. Looking down the field, going down the field.
Got it.
Has Black, and he almost had it.
I love the call right here, and phenomenal job here by Ty Williams Jr. You're going to see it here. I mean, he had him, and just good coverage there. I don't know, he might have, can't quite tell if Ty Williams had a right hand in there, but nonetheless, I like the call, man. Take a shot downfield. It's very similar to the dagger that was the game winner last week. That double post off play action.
Completion for the Knights.
Jackson completes to number 19, William Charles.
Boy, that ball just comes out of his hand so smooth. And as a receiver, you know, if you can't wiggle out of that right away, you might want to go ahead and just get down, because you got some angry defensive players from the Aggies coming in to go ahead and lay some wood. So I'd say go down at that point.
That was the true freshman, Waden Charles, learning on the job. Second career catch, had one last week, and it was big. Jackson brings up third down, or excuse me, fourth down now.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic protection all across the offensive line. Big Paul Rubelt, the import from Germany, 6th year here. The ambassador for UCF. It looks like, yeah, they're going to go for it here.
Shotgun formation, it's Montgomery to the left. He is a physical back. 150 all-purpose yards last week. To the air go the Knights. Jackson, what a catch by Dwayne Thomas Jr.
Pete, are you kidding me? It's 4th and 4. We're not going to just, nice little dink and dunk on the run, and drops a dime, and Speedy, Dwayne Thomas Jr., as they call him, just lays out. I don't know if it gets any better than that. They're probably going to take a look to make sure he secured the catch, but from our vantage point here, I think that was absolute butter. Wow, talk about aggressive. Coach Frost, a little bit more like him, his days in Oregon, just bombing it deep. Look at that. That is elite.
I mean, as a former quarterback, how much do you love that?
Well, I'm telling you, that's the thing. As a quarterback, you had your guys. They were playmakers. And I'm telling you, Speedy, DT, just an unbelievable play. You know how he made it look so easy, too. He's just like flying like Superman through the air, grasp it with his hands, and then you see him kind of turn under, making sure that he secured the catch. And that is just next level type play. Watch this right in your screen here. I mean, that's full extension. Oh my goodness. I mean, everything about the play, though, Pete, as a former quarterback, I love, right? Where your coach says, hey, let's
After further review, the ruling on the field of a completed catch is upheld. It'll be first down and goal at the 1 yard line for UCF.
Absolutely is. But, I guess, and it's funny because you look at Coach Frost, right? Former quarterback, it's 4th and 4. Hey, man, we're already up a touchdown. Got a little cushion here. Let's not do the dink and dunk, little naked to the tight end. Let's just send it down deep to Speedy. Speedy lived up to his name right there.
Well, and Scott Frost is really reminding us who he is, right? We saw it last game against Jack State. The game winner came off play action after they ran two right into the line. They caught Jacksonville State sleeping on that one. Quite possibly did the same thing to the Aggies. 1st and goal. Montgomery stepped up at the line of scrimmage. Tim Alderman was there. Defensive coordinator Denzel Jones told us earlier in the week that Tim Alderman is the guy up front.
He loves him. Yeah, he kept on talking about him the whole time. And as a former linebacker, he talks about it all the time. He wants them to be fast, physical. And here they need to be fast and physical right here on the goal line.
Jackson puts it in Montgomery's stomach, takes it back, and right into the end zone.
Well, it's just classic RPO right there. This place is, talk about the bounce house, man. This is what they've been looking for, man. A little energy, early energy here in the house. And fantastic job, Taven Jackson. Nice little reward by his offensive coordinator, a little RPO. Take it to the crib.
So we had the fireworks to start things off, and now we just had an 8-yard, 65-yard drive over 3 minutes. We are witnessing it tonight back in the bounce house. Probably feels like 2017 again. They're up 14-0 early in the game.
I mean, early fireworks, energy, electricity. You can feel it in this building here this evening, and that's after a thunderstorm too, man. I mean, a lot of times it's kind of a dud as you get started. Not tonight.
So here we have Champ Long coming into the football game for North Carolina A&T. And this is likely as to why.
Yeah, absolutely. Gets sacked right here, and his elbow just kind of goes down to the ground and goes the wrong way. You just hate to see that, some type of elbow dislocation. And you see Champ Long coming in, and he's, transferred from Maryland. He's a vet. He's a wily guy. He's the one that actually started last game, and before Braxton came in. Braxton's super efficient that day, but Champ, don't count this Champ out. He's been around the block. Hostile atmospheres.
Long under center. Gives to Graves, who was met at the line of scrimmage. Not much of a chance there. Big play by Nigelique Kelly.
Yeah, Nigelique Kelly again. Coach Grinch absolutely loves this guy. He said he's just waiting to break out. And if you look at him up close, he's just an absolute beast. And went on and on about him, his best player in spring ball. And I'd hate to be playing quarterback right now with that guy breathing down my neck, that's for sure.
6'5", 265, 5.5 sacks last year.
Just 20 years old, too, Pete. I mean, that's a young dude.
Long.
Pick.
Intercepted. Target wasn't there, and the play was made by Jaden McDonald. McDonald filling in for Lewis Carter, who's missing the first half after targeting last week. He'll be available for the second half, but McDonald says, hey, I got it right now.
Yeah, it was caused by the pressure backside, so he needs to go ahead and buy him a burger here later tonight, because that's why he got the pick, was the front side pressure. That's tough. It's actually not a bad play call either. Had something cooking, but that pressure immediately. A lot of times on screens, as an offensive lineman, you still want to get a little bit of contact first. I don't think he had any contact, therefore the early pressure.
Miles Montgomery, almost 9 yards deep in the backfield. Full head of steam, no place to go.
22, Miles Montgomery.
Trayvon Dye took his legs out and brings up 2nd and long.
It's a heck of a job, yeah. I mean, tried that little inside zone. Great pursuit from the backside. 56 for the Aggies coming to play here tonight. They need something right here. They need some type of defensive stand if you're going to remain in this game.
Montgomery again, absorbing contact and moving forward. Great body lean. Tim Alderman with his tackle, but it was all the way downfield, close to a first down.
Offensive coordinator Steve Cooper just loves this guy. He goes on and on about him. He's 100% all the time. He's definitely one of the key leaders on this football team.
Huge 3rd and 5 right here for North Carolina A&T. Miles Montgomery,
no way,
bouncing to the outside, yes way.
Oh,
tripped up inside the 5. Aaron Harris again.
Unbelievable. I don't know how he got out of this here, Pete. Unreal. He spins out of it, somehow maintains his balance, tries to hurdle again, which we've seen him do before. And Miles likes some country music. That might have been a country music song right there. I don't know. But he definitely spun out of that and almost housed it. Wow.
Coach Frost calls him a warrior, and he showed us why. Jackson, his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
Unbelievable. Just a phenomenal job by Miles Montgomery, and then setting it up. And again, now you got RPO, you got a little zone read right here, excuse me. And anytime Miles Montgomery is going to touch the ball, you're going to pay attention. And then for Taven just to kind of pull, you just sense a calm, a confidence about him this evening. And not only can he throw the ball, I just love seeing the ball come out of his hand, so smooth. Not only that, but boy, nice little fake, gets to the corner of the end zone.
Noe Ruelas, the JMU transfer from Hartford, Connecticut, has been busy early with the extra points. Head coach Rod Broadway, and he loved Coach Broadway, learned so much from him, went ahead and took the head job at Fort Valley State, and is back in Greensboro trying to build. Short kick. Elijah Kennedy surging ahead close to the 30-yard line.
We had a good visit with Sean Gibbs, and real likable fellow. You could tell he's a solid leader. And he talked about, you know, hey man, we made some tofu last week. You know, we need to make some chicken. And one of the keys he talked about was winning the kicking game and not shooting yourselves in the foot. Boy, early on here, they got to rally because that's exactly what they did. It's crazy too, Pete. Early on, you get some adversity with a big kickoff return, and then you get a 5-yard penalty with a false start. It's like a body blow and then an uppercut. Let's see if they can come back from that.
JT Smith burrows towards the first down.
JT, 6 foot 210, Charlotte. Broke into this lineup. He wasn't even too deep, and all of a sudden he's toting the rock here on the road in a Power 4 game.
2nd and 4.
2nd and short. Smith again, close to a first down.
Smith on the carry.
It looks like he reached the line to gain for a fresh set of downs.
That's a pretty good job right there too, because UCF had him. You see the legs stay churning. Nice little power, and that's why you squat. That's why those strength coaches get paid the big bucks, man, all year round. Program them, these guys. Next thing you know, they're squatting 500, 600, 700 pounds, picking up first downs.
1st and 10. Smith again, why not? Darts to the edge.
Smith
More
on the
positive
carry.
yardage.
Run out of bounds by number 7, Antoine.
I love how he runs into contact. Sorry to cut you off, Pete. I just love, you just saw that at the end. No, he's not messing around. He's got a nice little block here. Number 5, one of his wideouts, and that's a tough block too, but you see how he's finishing off that run? I like that. Always falling forward as a running back. He looks a little bit bigger than 210 out there.
Long. Zips it. Kennedy. He can
Number
move
7, Champ Long, completes
close to the
number
30-yard line.
I love it. Just a nice little 2 slants, a little double slant. Hits the slot. Great job by Elijah.
And another completion. The beat goes on. That was Jamison Warren.
Yeah, that's a long throw for Champ Long. Speaking of long, that's a nice little outcut all the way from the right hash. It's a big throw. Once again, I like how the ball's kind of just coming out of his hand pretty easy right now. This guy has been there. Jersey City guy. Been there, done that. Nothing's too big for him.
2 for 2 on this drive. Batted away, intended for Warren again. DJ Bell was there.
Tried that comeback. You're going to see it here in the replay. That's just great job by the corner. No PI. Just kind of puts his left arm out there, batting it down. That's a heck of a job by Jake Nixon.
Coach Frost mentioned to us he really liked the play of his cornerbacks in that opening game against Jack State. We just saw why through Bell.
Yeah, excuse me, DJ Bell, yeah. Phenomenal.
Play fake. Oh, the house was coming. Long loses the football. That was a bugaboo for him last week, and it follows him into week 2. Antoine Jackson finally came up with it. Costly turnover for the Aggies.
Super tough, too, because he was leading a nice little drive and throws the pick on the screen earlier. He had something. I think he's got a first down on this scramble. You're going to see it right here. Steps up in the pocket. That might have got popped out of his hand right there. Man, yeah. Wet ball, tough conditions. You got to take care of the football again, and you're already behind the 8 ball, so the turnovers, you see them there right on the screen already, 2 lost with the pick and the fumble. Coach Gibbs scratching his head.
Jade Nixon, the explosive back who we saw bring back a kickoff 96 yards, gets his turn running the football close to the 35-yard line, a gain of about 1. Yeah, back to that Champ Long point. He lost 2 fumbles last week against Tennessee State in similar fashion, and that was a heartbreaking loss by just 3 points. Now, once again, has trouble holding on to the football tonight.
Well, yeah, and you can't, you know, Braxton now injured. You don't have, you know, a backup quarterback to go to. When someone, you know, when your starting quarterback isn't making plays.
Speaking of making plays, here's DJ Black just out of his reach.
Boy, he throws a nice ball, doesn't he, Pete? Just it's trying to hit that deep post. It just glides out of his hand. You see it right here. I mean, good protection. As a quarterback, you just love a clean pocket. No one's even close to him. Nice release. It just looks effortless when he's throwing the football. Just knows he just missed him.
3rd and 8. We saw Cam Francher get tattooed last week against Jack State. He's thinking, man, I could have used some of that. More time for Jackson. Directing traffic, throwing down the field. A risky pass intended for Marcus Burke right there, almost picked off by Trey Mittman.
Fantastic job by Mittman. And that's tough right there. If you're a defensive back and a quarterback's just kind of scrambling, extending plays, to be able to, hey, darn near picked that, to be able to stay with a receiver that has the whole field. I mean, you could go deep, you could make a comeback, you could go cross grain. Excellent job, and a lot of times it's tough to not pass interfere in those cases as well.
So a drive all the way down the field where they were flirting with the red zone, and you had the fumble, but now you get a 3 and out. Boys from Greensboro saying, hey, we came to play. Kennedy showing us they came to play. Spins out of 2 tackles, crosses the 35 and is dragged down just shy of the 40, where you can see that energy just kind of spill off of the sideline of North Carolina A&T.
Well, that's exactly what they needed. They need some type of spark right here. I don't know how he didn't go down. Great balance right there, and then you see the speed when you get the ball in that right arm, but nonetheless, fantastic effort.
Receiving team, number 23. The foul will be enforced from the end of the kick. It'll be first down, North Carolina A&T.
Cameron Dalrymple,
Golly.
the Navy transfer. If there's one guy we wanted to be disciplined, it's him.
It's him.
He gets caught with the holding penalty, and right now, Elijah Kennedy's got to be like, man, almost.
Come on, bro. You saw Sean Gibbs, too. He's like, man, when it rains, it pours. Oh, just can't catch a break. Just staying steady. Just going, all right, man. Just keep on grinding. Someone's got to make a play. I mean, we got body blow, uppercut. We are getting beat up in the ring. Can we get back up? Try to make a play.
Smith again met at the line of scrimmage by a host of Knights. Rodney Laura got there first.
Yeah, nothing cooking right there at all. And I'll tell you what, JT Smith last drive had a couple nice runs. Was running into contact well. You saw his speed, his physicality. But that play, there was zero real estate to operate in. It's an exceptional job by the defensive front. And I'll tell you what, as UCF heads into Big 12 play, they'll definitely need to be able to do just that. You know, they'll need to stop the run with that front 4. Good job there.
Oh, wow, threw it almost right into the hands. Horace Lockett almost had 6. He'll be seeing that one tonight.
Horace Lockett's gonna wake up at like 3 a.m. like in cold sweats going, bro, that was my shot, my one and only shot right there. He already has his dance and everything ready, Pete, and just like, yep, need to bring it in next time.
And there is Alex Grinch. Said, I'm going to unleash these guys. So far, he has tonight.
Yeah, Coach Grinch, just a fierce competitor.
Oh, look out. Kelly made the hit. The ball comes loose. Rodney Laura has it, and the officials say he's also got a touchdown.
Well, if Horace couldn't get a touchdown, Rodney's going to get it. And he sure enough does. Boy, that is, as a quarterback, man, dropping back in your own end zone is never fun. Right here, it's just too much time. I mean, that's just a great job by Nigel once again. Nigel Kelly, number 9. We talked about him before. I mean, he's a problem. He's just a problem waiting to happen, and gets Rodney the house call again. Rodney owes Najalik a burger, maybe some fries as well after this one. But oh man, he is. Coaches just couldn't stop talking about him. Best player in the spring, just 20 years old, just very, very high ceiling. And I think a lot of these players for UCF, right, as the season goes on and they come together and continue to grow, just a lot of upside.
Quite the first quarter haymaker thrown by Nigel Kelly and the Knights. 28-0.
Oh man, this is the ball right there. 4th and 4, you go for it. You trust your quarterback and DT, speedy. And then, oh, why not? I can throw it and I can go ahead and dance into the end zone. How about this? I'll show you a little speed as I sprint to the pylon. This, again, Taven Jackson, you hate to see Cam Fancher, get blown up like he did, but this is what football is, man. You're one play away of your opportunity. And, credit to Taven Jackson as well, Pete. I mean, he could have, when he lost that starting job, he could have pouted, he could have not prepared, but, I think it's a lesson for young players. Instead of, pouting, you do prepare. And he prepares like he was going to be the starter, and it's exactly what happens last game. You step in, take advantage of your opportunity, and that's life-changing at times. And you see it here this evening, start seeing some of his talent displayed here for the Knights.
Aaron Harris takes it inside the 10. Aaron Harris showing off some speed and moxie, spinning his way across the 35, close to the 40.
Got some athletes over here now. If they could just stop turning the ball over. Watch this here. You could just tell he's got the it factor. Nice little spin maneuver. Almost kept his feet.
And that's why we talked about it off the top. 40 guys sent to the NFL through this program, right? 40 guys playing in NFL games. This is a place where guys can go use as a launching pad to get themselves into the NFL. And
Coach Tyreek Cohen exploded for the Bears. And my buddy's Matt Nagy was the head coach at that time. He was one of his favorite players. The guy was electric, made all kinds of plays.
2 guys on NFL rosters right now. Wesley Graves
on the carry.
Taken down after a short game.
By number 95, R.J. Jackson Jr.
Coach Gibbs just staying steady in the pocket. I love his quote. Something good happens, keep playing. Something bad happens, keep playing. And I can just hear his players. It's like ringing in their helmets right now. Just keep playing, boys. Keep on playing.
Long keeps it around the right side.
Long
Tiptoes out of bounds, just shy of the first down marker. 6, maybe 7.
Yeah, it should have been 8 or 9, but Champ's like, hey, I'm going to go ahead and make a business decision, get out of bounds, live to play another day. You saw a nice little speed, a little acceleration right there, too. I wasn't expecting that, but clearly he can run as well.
3rd and 2.
They got to get this. It's an absolute must to get some type of drive together here. At least for your defense, man. Give your defense a rest.
Graves seemed to elevate and just get the first down.
Yep.
Coming in, line judge.
Got a good spot.
Yep. Malachi Lawrence on the stop, but not in time.
Yeah, it was really good late effort that sprung him for the first down, and that was key. They got to be able to do something here on this drive. When in doubt, go to Graves. Just such a great story. Walk-on player, behind the scenes type guy. Doesn't say a whole lot, man, but shows up every day, bringing his best effort.
Kelly gets torpedoed, and the big hit coming from Braden Marshall, and that'll do it for the first quarter. Todd Doxson, early hole for North Carolina A&T. Graves spins to the 45, and the gang tackling continues tonight. Something Alex Grinch has to love to see. I commented to him when we met with him. I said, you know, you guys have, in a week one where we just didn't see a ton of great tackling, you guys showed us the fundamentals and technique. And he said, we're knockdown artists. That's what we want to be.
Well, they needed to be, right, last week, because Jacksonville State came in here getting the run for their money, and they're coming out doing the same thing. Defensively looks super solid, creating some turnovers here. Coach Grinch has to be super stoked on the performance so far. You gotta keep the pedal to the metal, though.
Juice Jones in motion. Flag. Not much time for long. Tattooed by Tyreek Robinson.
Oh, no. Now he's down, too. It's another elbow, it looks like. Man, just hate seeing Qs go down like that.
Illegal shift. Offense. The penalties decline. It's fourth down. Injured player from the offense. Officials timeout.
Man, just an excellent speed rush right there. Yeah, it's weird too, because I don't know if the wet grass has something to do with it, but as they're kind of trying to support themselves as they're going down, I just hate to see it.
Coach Gibbs, that says it all. Sizable underdog. It's another thing when the ball just does not bounce your way at all.
And I mean, both quarterbacks injured, and man, you just hate to see it. But you know, he talked a lot about just adversity, working through adversity, and you know how football is such a game. It's a microcosm of life, man. Can they bounce back? Can they work through adversity? Can they grow?
Jackson back deep, calls for a fair catch. 3 turnovers for the Knights, and it all started with this interception.
Yeah, trying to go to that screen pass, and that pressure just kind of got to him. Then he tried to step up in the pocket. Not sure what happened there. Here we go. Never nice as a quarterback in your own backyard. And there's Nigel Kelly. He's just been so fun to watch all game so far.
Look at those numbers. Jaden Nixon's the running back. In motion is Dylan Wade. Oh, Jaden Nixon. That's the last you'll hear of him on this run. All the way into the end zone. No shot for the Aggies. A big night for Jaden Nixon.
Jaden Nixon. He didn't know he was coming, thought he was coming to a football game, not a track meet. But for him, he has the kickoff return for a touchdown and now the long run for the touchdown. Testing his 100 speed. Boy, I tell you, he was shot out of a cannon right here. Great job up front. You saw your boy, big 69, Paul Rubel, open up the hole. Jaden Nixon takes it to the house, and you see him and Miles on a podcast. They're gonna have some material for their podcast this week, that's for sure.
You read my mind, dude. Yeah, Miles Montgomery and Jaden Nixon, they got a podcast called the UCF Fast Podcast. And this has all happened very fast tonight, especially if you're North Carolina A&T. 35-0. Nothing like looking at yourself when you're absolutely dominating.
He's like a cat here tonight, boy, that's for sure. And he's got a good personality. He's good vibe, easygoing, and just to see, you know, these athletes, sometimes, you know, it takes a shot where, all right, I'm going to persevere, get my shot, and then start making plays, and he's doing that this evening. Beautiful.
So here's the freshman, the true freshman, Jai Walls, entering the football game. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native, went to Central Catholic. Dan Marino also went to Central Catholic.
Hey, Danny boy.
So you start on a good note right now if you're Walls, and we'll see what happens when he enters this football game with his team down 34-0, 13:51 left here in the second quarter.
I love Dan. He embraced me right when I got down there as a rookie, invited me to the Panthers game.
This is when you went to Miami, you played for the Dolphins.
Yeah, what a blessing to be able to be welcomed by the legend who I looked up to playing Pee Wee football for the Dolphins. Oh.
Smith reverses field. He's free. Banging across the 40-yard line.
I'll tell you, anytime that JT Smith has had any type of room, he's been pretty impressive. 6'1", 210. But look, nice little acceleration right there. Look at turning the corner. Always falls forward, and it's a heck of a run. Good job by the Aggie offensive line creating some space.
He's got 6 carries for 34 yards.
Even right there, Pete. I mean, it's, you know, it doesn't look like much. You know, you got 3 or 4 yards, but we talked to the offensive coordinator for the Aggies, and he was so big on winning first down. He was a quarterback that went to the CFL where they have 3 downs, and he talked about the importance of winning on first down and, you know, staying ahead of the sticks. And that's what they need to do here tonight, just get some type of rhythm as see the young freshman.
Yeah, that was a great visit with the young OC, Greg McGee. Smith, posse catches up to him close to the 41-yard line. Nothing doing. Sincere Edwards was there along with Nixon.
I liked Greg McGee's vibe, Pete, when we were on the phone with him. Or on the Zoom meeting with him. He just had a great heart. You could just tell he was a humble guy. He wanted to learn. He talked about being at different places, asking a lot of questions. We talked about, you know, milking a bunch of cows, making your own butter, and that's kind of what he was doing. Here he is, just a great leader, former quarterback. Looks like he's still in the gym, pretty fit. All right, Greg.
Well, just 5 years removed from his playing days at 32 years of age. Shameik Blizzard. Yeah, and he talked about, and we've seen it tonight, unfortunately, take a little too long, but hey, what did you learn about playing in the CFL and the AFL? He said, get rid of the ball fast.
Yeah, the AFL, and it's funny because it's a totally different game, right? It's all compact, and he talked about the differences and what he learned, yeah. And that's what the quarterback needs to do here tonight. Get the ball out of your hand quick, because the Knights, their pass rush has turned up quite a bit here this evening.
Looked like somebody might have gotten a fingernail on it. At least. As the ball kind of goes out of bounds like a dying quail. Another look.
Oh yeah, that's 16 right there, huh? Great special teams play. The Aggies talked about winning the kicking game. There's another instance where they did not reach that goal.
Looked like TJ Bullard got that big paw on it.
Yeah, great job. And without roughing the kicker, right? And that's always tough to do, extend that left hand.
Here's Taven Jackson. Pressure up front, gets him. Swallowed up by the North Carolina A&T defensive line, and Marquise Hood has his way with him.
We were talking with the coaching staff about Marcus Hood, and they talked about he's Not necessarily the greatest practice player, but it's game day. Talking about practice, man. Talking about practice.
But this is one of the dudes the coaching staff knows, right? He came with them from Fort Valley State.
Yep.
Yeah.
They love him, man. And very productive on game day. You see it right there.
Here's Miles Montgomery. Strung out and a big hit. Ty Williams arriving with ill humor.
Number 6, Ty Williams Jr.
That was a pop right there. Just 6'1", 185, taking on Miles and giving up 15 pounds. But boy, you could tell he's been in the weight room. He wasn't backing down to that.
Well, he started his career in college at safety, was moved over to cornerback, playing like a linebacker tonight. Third and long. Dwayne Thomas gathers it.
Jackson completes to number 7, Dwayne
Shy
Thomas
of the
Jr.
first down, at least it looks that way.
He's gonna be a couple yards short, but I thought he was gonna be about 7 or 8 yards short. But you see here, nice little quick screen, not just speedy, but strength too. Golly, he ran into contact well.
Jackson complete.
Kept his legs driving. You know, 4th and 7, 4th and 8 versus 4th and 2, a totally different deal as they go for it here.
Montgomery, the battering ram, 5 yards deep. Taven Jackson. Thrown again on 4th down. Oh, late to find his way open. Waden Charles gathers it in a huge conversion.
Well, Waden Charles just has a knack for making big plays. You're going to see the replay. Kudos to the offensive line. Had all kinds of time right here. Taven Jackson does a good job surveying the field. Drops it down to his freshman receiver, Waden Charles. Nice little crossing route. Settles in a nice little place. Keeps his balance. And, you know, again, Waden Charles made one of the biggest plays of the game last week on a 3rd and 15. They were down by 7 points. Made a huge play on an in-cut.
Dylan Wade streaking down the field wide open. Had a touchdown last week. Almost had another one tonight.
Yeah, D. Wade with the game-tying touchdown last week and had something cooking right here. And not quite sure. There's a little bit of miscommunication whether D. Wade was going to kind of fade into the middle of the field or stay down the hash, and we'll have to get that cleaned up. But D. Wade, again, played a ton of snaps. Offensive coordinator Steve Cooper talked about maybe a little bit too many snaps last week.
Montgomery stacked up around the 45-yard line. Bring up 3rd and 8. Miles Montgomery. Yeah, at the same time. No, I was just going to say the dude dishes out punishment, and that's what he does. I mean, he's got others on the business end receiving that physicality.
I was just thinking, too, with R.J. Harvey kind of, you know, taking his spotlight for so many years, kudos to him to stay consistent behind him, learn, grow. He talked about it on one of his podcasts where, you know, R.J. taught him a ton. Now R.J. be playing probably tomorrow for the Broncos, I'm guessing, and drafted in the 2nd round by the Broncos.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 52, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
So the center, Carter Miller, hit with the penalty there.
I always feel bad for the offensive line, man. Like they get no love unless there's a penalty, and then we put the camera right on him. Like, bro, he's like, I've been grinding all day long. The only reason Miles can run is because of me, and now you show me on camera. My bad, big dog.
Hey, and sometimes the officials get it wrong too. It's like, it wasn't even me.
Love those guys.
3rd and long. Call it 13. Jackson surveys. Across the middle, in and out of the hands of DJ Black.
Had him. Had the dig route. Through man, how many times have I done the same thing? You got number 2 here. Look at the nice little speed in cut, little 6 cut, just behind him a little bit. Taven's going to want that one back, but
Elijah Kennedy back to return.
Kennedy back deep. Veneri, his first punt of the night, coming up. Oh, the pressure was there coming in off the left side.
That's roughing. Roughing the punter.
Oh, and the ball is also down. Jelani King-Leverett came off the left side, applied the pressure, but may have come on a little too strong.
Yeah, that's going to be roughing the punter. That's going to be the 15-yard variety too. Unfortunately for the Aggies, that's going to pick up a first down. I think it was it 4th and 14 right there, Pete? So,
yeah,
that's a first down. It's tough.
And there is the Ohio State transfer, Veneri. Did not play in 2024, and let's hear from our official.
Running into the kicker.
Oh.
Kicking team, receiving team. The penalty's declined. First down.
Stand corrected. It'd be nice to take another look at this. I thought live that it was going to be roughing the punter, but okay.
A&T gets a break. The true freshman, Jai Walls. Probably didn't plan on seeing any action tonight, but 2 quarterbacks go down, and here we are. Graves knifing over the left side of the line to a short gain.
Well, it's just what we were talking about earlier, right? You stay ready so you have to get ready, and you're right. Probably didn't foresee both quarterbacks going down, and the freshman coming in, and I've been in that position as a true freshman coming in and on the road, hostile environment, already down by several touchdowns. You just got to take it a play at a time, one play at a time, execute whatever the coach is giving you. Stay steady, stay in rhythm, stay relaxed.
Graves churning forward. John Walker on the stop. Positive yardage for the Aggies.
Well, especially as a young quarterback, that's your best friend, right, is the running game. And go ahead and hand it to Wesley Graves. Such a great story, man. Lower leg injury, had to get a rod in his leg, lost his best friend, a guy that just keeps on coming back. On the leadership committee, already graduated. Just a guy that you want to follow, right? Doesn't talk a ton. And I like guys like that, right? They show their leadership on the field, on and off the field. Consistent, coming back, persevering.
3rd and 4. Walls grabs it, unloads it. Getting a hand on it was Jalen Baker, and it was almost picked off. The pressure came from Kelly. The interception almost came from Gould.
Yeah, it's the worst position to be in. Errant snap, trying to step up in the pocket, try to make a play. Looked like your receiver kind of stopped at his tracks as opposed to keep on going, and he was real lucky there that wasn't picked.
Oh, looked like a jailbreak for a second there. Nice work getting it off. DJ Page did a tremendous job getting that kick off.
52-yard punt.
And Jaden Nixon got us off to a pretty quick start.
He sure enough did. Great job on special teams. Everybody maintaining their block. Kind of does a nice little half hurdle. Then it's speed after that. Takes it to the crib, opening kickoff, getting the crowd hype early on, and then here you go with a nice little run, opens up like the Red Sea, peers up, checks himself out, said, hey, how's my running form? All right, float up in here, stay relaxed. Big smile on his face. It's so fun to watch. Again, he talked about being at Oklahoma State, watching guys like Jalen Warren and learning from them, and That's what I love about football too, Pete, right? It's like so often you come from high school, you just want the spotlight, you want to get in the game right away. A lot of these guys, though, man, they have to be patient, be consistent, learn the game, watch other guys, see how they operate on and off the field, and then when it's your time to shine, here you go. And it's exactly what he's doing here this evening.
Looks like it's Damerkant's chance to shine. Taken down, otherwise we would have maybe had another touchdown.
Well, it just seems like, I just picture like Scott Frost with an 8-car garage, right? He's just whipping out all of his little man toys. Here's another one, man, a little Ferrari coming out. And these guys can just send it downfield. The acceleration, the athleticism, just an exceptional job by these receivers, running backs, skilled guys.
Tate Jackson. Montgomery had a 64-yard catch and run in the last game. That one didn't finish with a touchdown. This one does.
And there's going to be a flag on the play. And that's tough, too, because great execution. That block late. I'm trying to picture who that was, but it was on the bottom of the screen. And it's so hard as a receiver when you have a downfield block like that on a screen, so hard to maintain.
Holding, offense, number 12. 10-yard penalty, be first down.
Jenkins. Maybe it's the top of the screen, excuse me. Yeah, it's number 12. Carl Jenkins Jr. That's tough, man. And it's weird, too, because you're in this funky position, like, do I let him go, and then he's not going to get to the house, but then if I just maintain just a little bit longer, I could get away with it. You know, you're in that awkward position. That time, you know, they don't always call that because that was kind of a borderline hold. It's a good call, but a lot of times they'll miss that. Just a freshman. Down the road, St. Augustine.
Spot of the foul peg. So it takes it back to about the 16. Thrown out of bounds. Aaron Harris knocks down Wade and Charles.
Look, a little hip toss, a little like they were in the wrestling ring right there. Just kind of chucked him out there.
A little English on that one.
You know, sometimes too, a guy like Aaron Harris, who coach loves, knows the D, can run and cover. Just get so frustrated when you have all these mistakes, a couple injuries. Take that frustration out at times.
The whistle and the flag comes down.
Full start. Offense, number 55. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So that's the backup center. Cameron Kinney.
It's good to get some of these backup offensive linemen some reps here. And you know, sometimes that happens when you're in with the ones and maybe haven't got into a rhythm, not used to the cadence of the quarterback.
Jackson. Nice play fake. Little miscommunication between Taven Jackson and the true freshman Wade and Charles.
Well, he wanted the slant corner, and you're going to see it. That's good leadership by Taven right there, as opposed to getting on him. But nice little fake, and it's a post corner. You can't really tell. It's exactly where the ball is supposed to be. So there's some type of miscommunication. And he had him too. It was a great double move.
Third down. Watch Montgomery peeling out. And a rocket ship goes right between the hands of Charles.
I'll tell you what, one thing that we're seeing here tonight, Pete, is the offensive line creating a fantastic pocket for Taven Jackson, keeping him clean, and just misses there. You're right, that was a bullet. Man.
34-yard attempt coming from Noe Ruelas. right through the uprights. 37-0. So the third trip inside the red zone for the UCF offense ends with a field goal. And coming up at halftime, we'll take you around the Big 12, show you some big-time scores. Also, take you inside the quarterback club. A look at some of the signal callers in the Big 12, thanks to Taylor McCarg and UCF, the Fast Cast podcast. That is good stuff, and that is Miles Montgomery and Jaden Nixon, and those two, particularly Nixon, have their fingerprints all over this game so far.
You guys do a great job with your show, man. I love it.
Inside the 12,
Love
there you go.
Love it.
Todd is already in the quarterback club, if anybody at home is paying attention.
Taylor does a good job, man. I love it.
He does a terrific
Brilliant
job.
guy. Yeah, you can tell his IQ is super high. I don't know if you want me on that show. I'm better in this position right here.
Yeah, I can promise. I bring down the overall average as well. We're not splitting atoms over on my side of the desk, I can promise. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to catch up on the Big 12. You can catch the show on HBO Max and on True TV and all your local Big 12 markets, and also catch it on the Big 12's YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's where I caught it. Aggie's defense, talking about last week, eliminating big plays. Seems like that's one big play after another here. Sure that up.
Elijah Kennedy absolutely tattooed. Braden Marshall does the damage.
Oh my goodness. You want to return kicks in Division I football, young people? Just make sure you're ready for that. Oh, you get another angle right there. Oh my goodness. This is great form as well. You want to get the attention of your coaches, that's what you do, man. You start off on special teams. You don't complain about not getting run on defense as a linebacker. You say, all right, man, where can I get on the field? All right, kickoff team, I got it. Where do you want me? L3? All right, I'm in. Start making some plays just like that.
Smith reverses field and runs back into some more Knights. Rodney Laura was there. He's already got a touchdown tonight. I mean, that's anything else after that is just, I mean, that is, what did they say? The strawberry, the butter, whatever, all
that's
the
gravy.
all the fixins, like all the M&Ms and stuff I put on my frozen yogurt last night. Extra.
Oh man, looked like, is that Tyreek Robinson that turned it back in too? This guy's playing well as a unit.
JT Smith right into the teeth of the defense. Horace Lockett at 6'6", 335 is there to meet him.
6'6", 355 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia. Transfer in from Georgia Tech. Not a guy that I'd like to get tackled by anytime soon.
And 6'6", 355, he bounces and moves around like he's 6'6", 265.
And he's wearing like number 13. It's like a quarterback's number. I love it. That's just swag right there. Nice job, Horace.
3rd and 8. Jai Wall's going to take it right back up the middle. Chance at a first down. Falling, I think, just short of the marker. It'll be close.
Looks like he might have got it, but yeah, he got it with the spot. That line judge is like, all right, let's make sure we move the chains here. Go ahead. It's good effort, though. I like the play call, a little Q draw.
First down for the Aggies.
Greg McGee, former quarterback, offensive coordinator, got a young quarterback in there, trying to keep him cool, relaxed.
And this crowd, I mean, they have earned it. They sat through 2 hours of a driving rainstorm, and people were pouring in here as John Walker makes the stop on JT Smith inside of 2 minutes. But it did not keep this rabid fan base away. And I'm calling this the unofficial opener, home opener for UCF, because last week, a Thursday night game, they had a 2-hour delay. Not a ton of fans were here as they closed it out in epic fashion. But now, you got this place almost packed, and you can kind of feel the vibe in here.
I love it, man. That's multitasking right there. Yeah, and it is. I love it, man. The vibe, you can feel it. And the fans that weathered the storm and said, you know what, I'm not going to let the thunderstorm send me home. I'm going to vibe and see some good football. They've seen some explosive plays. And, you know, what I've noticed with UCF, there's so many new players, but so much talent. And as the season progresses, they're going to be fun to watch, man. It'll be dangerous.
And it's possible they'll look back in the rear view at that Jacksonville State win and say, you know, that was huge because everybody's just getting to know each other. Over 60 new players. As you iron out some of the kinks, you'd like to think it'll only get better. R.J. Jackson coming up to make the big stop.
Well, yeah, one thing we were talking about is if you have 69 transfers coming in, you got a whole new staff. I mean, it's like an all-star game, a bunch of players. You think about the Shrine Bowl. Scott and I played in the Shrine Bowl, 32 years ago together. It's like you get all these, amazing athletes come together, but boy, it's hard to do. And I asked him actually that. I was asking him, how do you get all these guys on the same page? And he says, man, it's one day at a time. But he's excited about the talent. He was talking about a lot of the team building. In the podcast I was listening to, they were talking about how every day a player gets to introduce themselves, and then they do something. I think that the long snapper did the splits or something like that, and the whole team went crazy. But it's what Scott's good at, right? He's a great culture builder, great leader, surrounded himself, made some great hires, and now it's a matter of day by day getting the team to buy in and get unified under the vision.
I got to see that dude, Dalton Riggs, the long snapper. I got to see him do that split.
For real.
J.T. Smith, Wildcat. Darts over the left side. Close to a first down.
I'll tell you what, I've been impressed with J.T. Smith here this evening. Again, I didn't even see him on the 2-deep. He explodes on the scene. You get him any type of crease. I like the Wildcat. Darn near picked up that first down.
On the night, 11 carries to the tune of 44 yards, averaging over 4 yards a carry. And it's not like it's mop-up time. I mean, This has been meaningful for him every touch. That UCF, and those ones and twos, I should say, on that UCF defense, bearing down trying to stop him.
Coach Gibbs must have saw something in practice, right? And that's the thing where you earn your playing time at practice. And he must have saw something this week, maybe a little bit heavier, and you earn your way onto the field.
DJ Page has to like how that one ended up. Great punt. 55 yards.
Heck of a job.
Coach Gibbs seeing some signs of life.
Yeah, he needs to. Just had a great time. You asked him about the move, back to Aggie land, and just said he loved it. He just had a smooth transition. His family really loves it. He had that decade coaching the running backs, and then a couple of years at Fort Valley State. Just happy to be back. And you can just tell, man, he's a guy that's got the it factor, the charisma. You want to follow this guy. And so it's going to be interesting taking a 1-11 team, and it's going to be a process, but it'll be fun to watch him.
Will Thomas making guys miss after the nice grab.
He does well, right? Make people miss. A little tempo here. Just a little hitch.
DJ Black. Clock runs. Did not get out of bounds. An opportunity for Scott Frost to get a look at his team in an up-tempo fashion and situation.
Yeah, I like it. This is a really good experience for them. Another hitch. Get all you can, get out of bounds.
Jackson again completes.
Second straight catch for DJ Black. Remember, he had the game winner last week against Jack State.
Man, he's okay. Got a little chippy. What was that all about? Like hit that funny bone. Hopefully he's all right. But yeah, getting in a rhythm with DJ Black, I think is going to be key. Coaching staff loves DJ. Can actually absolutely fly.
Jackson launches. A lot of contact. Have to imagine that back judge rules that uncatchable.
Yep. Yeah, it's actually really good coverage, and it's not going to be catchable, so good no call.
It was Terry and George in coverage. Pass was intended for Marcus Burke. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, you got 13 seconds left. I like, man, getting on the move a little bit, some type of deep out cut. Maybe we used to call this 39 combo. Where you have an out cut on the outside and then have a deep out underneath. Or you could always screen a little bit.
Kylan Fox.
That'll work too.
The tight end taken out of bounds. Yeah, late
15.
hit. Jonathan Kimborough Campbell came in a little too late.
Yeah, they like that play, that little tight end delay. Kylan Fox does a great job there. Attack on the 15. It's good to see that he didn't get hurt on that. Those are always the tough plays.
So another field goal opportunity coming up. 4 seconds left on the clock.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 27, 15-yard penalty, first down.
I love the play call right here again. Just a tight end, just kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit, little delay, little tight end throwback, and you see the late hit there. Fortunate that he didn't get injured on that. Anytime you come low, late, the ankle area, man, always used to bother me as an offensive player.
36-yard field goal for Noe Ruelas. Just banged through a 34-yarder minutes ago. And the 37 is true. Takes us to halftime. 40-0 UCF.
That is the end of the first half.
Lay for the house call to tie it up, and then the game winner on that double post to DJ Black.
Kick floats through the end zone.
It's a pretty good evening. One half of football, 12-21, 189, and the 2 rushing touchdowns too, which is big, right? If you're going to enter Big 12 play, having an athletic quarterback can run and throw, can stay steady, and a lot of smiles on their faces here. And now you get some of the backups in, man. Get them some reps. Curry Brown be able to get in the game, get after it a little bit, but it's really cool to see that. Got to play with his dad, Ray Jackson, over in NFL Europe, man, and been a lot of years. Cool to see all of our kids growing up making plays.
Yeah, you know, the Ray Jackson point is certainly worth bringing up for a couple reasons. One, you mentioned his playing career, and two, you know, his father is chief of police in their hometown, and I think that is just such a great sign of the kind of discipline, right, and the kind of guy that you're working with there.
Well, and Ray's whole heart was, man, I think the police have gotten such a bad rap. I want to go ahead and change that. I want to change that storyline, and to be able to do that. And I always hated playing against him, man, in practice, because the dude could lock you down.
You guys played together, what, in NFL Europe? Or?
NFL Europe, yeah, in Amsterdam. And then later in the Arena League, we got to play against each other as well. Boy, that was a little dicey there.
Well, Jamison Warren had the catch.
Oh, my. Hi-ya. Yeah, that is a little WWF right there, WWE. Maybe his wrestling background coming out.
Antoine Jackson.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 7, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Looking more like Diamond Dallas Page than Antoine Jackson. He's another pretty cool story. You know, went to East Carolina and is another one of those Florida guys, right, from Lauderhill.
Yep.
And came back. And, you know, I think that's one of the things, doing a Houston game last week, talking to Willie Fritz, and then again this week talking to Scott Frost. I mean, you've got Houston, right? You've got Orlando's. Those are awesome cities with great football players that maybe go somewhere else away from home and then want to come back.
Well, it's right. I mean, you want to get back. You know, you miss family, but you know, a lot of times those families don't get to see really their kids play. And now you come back home, and instead of being 10 hours away, you're an hour away, or you're right in the neighborhood. And Scott knows that. So for him to be able to double down on his recruiting in this Florida area, I think is going to be key. And plenty of talent, especially, you know, skilled players in the state of Florida. I mean, they just fly out of the state of Florida. So if you can lock them down, and maybe one day we get a salary cap that's equal for all college football teams, that could help him out a little bit as well.
And talking to Coach Frost, it was real cool. He said, hey, we got a bunch of guys, just Florida guys that play football. I go, what does that mean, Florida guys? He goes, they just love the game. You got to kick them out of the gym. You got to kick them off the field after practice.
Well, that's huge for a coach, too. Nothing worse than trying to coach someone up that doesn't want to be coached, or, you know, trying to get after it, trying to give them one more tip, and they're like, Coach, you know, too bad. And for me, I've always looked at it, man. If I got someone that's hungry and humble and coachable, all day long, I'll invest in them.
Little trickeration. Kennedy, the speed merchant, has the first down and more. Bursts to the 35-yard line of UCF, just the second time inside the Knights territory, and the Aggies are on the move.
I like it. Nice little execution of some trickeration right there. Elijah Kennedy, who we saw before, man, he's got some wheels and good blocking up front. No holds right there. It's always risk when you run a play like that. Getting dapped up by some of the boys on the sideline.
Penalty flag before the snap.
I think the left tackle moved early here. Big Gabe Navarro. Sorry, Gabe. Been blocking hard. Hate calling you
Full
out.
start, offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Oh, they called it on the center. Gabe was pointing to himself, so trying to bail his boy out right there. Nonetheless, though, those are the penalties, right? You just can't afford here as an underdog on the road.
Shamik Blizzard
Blizzard on the
back
carry.
close to what was the original line of scrimmage.
One thing we talked to Coach Gibbs, that, you know, this second half I think is going to be key, right? Okay, when do we go up against a defensive line and a squad as talented, as strong, as fast as this team? And I think, you know, you got to take advantage of it. Even if it's going to be some of the 2s and 3s, this is good for their team to get ready for their conference play.
Walls rolling left, running into trouble. Almost got out of it and is finally taken down by Rodney Laura. Again, a touchdown and a couple of sacks. Not a bad day at the office for the kid from Arlington, New Jersey.
Not at all. 6'3", 3 hundo. And he's going to be talking about this game quite a bit. I can just picture his call back home, you know, after the game. You guys see that? You guys see the game? How about, like, trying to feed a kid like that, right? Like in high school as they're developing and maturing, and it's like, how do you have a budget to be able to take care of that?
Well, he's always out of the house. He was the track and field player of the year in the state of New Jersey as a senior through the shot put. Flag is down as Graves shot puts into the secondary and is escorted out of bounds by Antoine Jackson.
Antoine, Dillard High School, Lauderhill. That's my old stomping grounds in the Fort Lauderdale area.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face, defense, number 55, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Big John Walker hit with that one.
We talked a little bit about, you know, John Walker coming back from pretty tough injury and working his way back, former 4-star, and it's always interesting, right, with guys like that. It's like, will you come back the same player as you once were, the guy that we recruited you? And, you know, it's kind of like rolling the dice sometimes. You just never know, depending on rehab and how severe the injury is. And Coach is just really stoked about John Walker.
First time in the red zone for the Aggies is Graves thrown back towards the line of scrimmage. That surgically repaired right leg definitely taking on a lot of contact tonight.
Yeah, I mean, just a battle in the trenches right here. Just grinding. Again, Wesley Graves, just one of the silent key leaders of this Aggie squad. One of his boys has to fix his jersey, man. Come on, someone see that, take care of it.
He's too quiet.
It's too quiet. Someone get my back here.
That's like 1987. You know?
It's like having like one pant leg high and one low. You can't be doing that.
JT Smith, Wildcat again, direct snap. Flags are down again.
Full start, offense, number 65. 5 penalty, second down.
Coach Gibbs working that gum over a little bit more here this evening. Yikes. Former running back. Obviously loves the O-line, and some of those little mistakes start piling up and become drive killers.
Second and long. The freshman from Pittsburgh, Jai Walls, barking out the signals in the bounce house. That is batted down. Cole Kozlowski was right there.
I was watching Cole on tape this week, and he showed up so often, man. He just got a nose for the ball. Look at that timing right there. Gets hype. You can just tell he's I love it. He's swagged out, ready to go. But no, I was watching a ton of tape, and you can just tell he's all over the place. Super quick, smart football player, and that's what it takes to get on the field too. You can have all the athleticism in the world, but if you don't know the playbook and know where to be, you're not going to be on the field.
No gain for Graves, brings up 4th down. Damari Henderson on the stop, one of the twins, along with his brother Jakari on the Knights defense, but Aggies will try to get on the board here. Andrew Brown, who had his kick blocked at the end of last game against Tennessee State in a heartbreaker. 38-yarder coming up.
Yeah, they said that the kick actually was looking good. Might have been a little low, but there was just penetration. Otherwise, they would have tied the game, sent it in overtime.
Flag is down. Came from the back of the end zone.
Delay a game.
Right kick, offense, number 35-yard penalty, 4th down.
So we'll do it again. And Coach Gibbs cannot like that. I mean, he's got a bunch of real bright guys on his team. He talks about him, so proud of them. 15 players with undergrad degrees, and you know, he has brought the culture almost back to A&T, right?
Well, he was definitely talking about that a ton, and you could just tell that was one of his focus points of the team. It's like, okay, we're raising young men. It's not just about football. Yeah, that's the business, but we're raising men and shooting them out into the rest of their life.
So a 43-yarder now on the way. No good. Coach Hobbs still looking for answers and looking for points. 40-0. In place with this new ESPN app.
Jaden Nixon on the carry.
Jaden Nixon, part of a historic day here.
Stopped by number 1.
As Jakari Brown is under center. Another Miami transfer.
Big
And
dude.
you want to talk exciting. Short game.
6'4", 220.
Number 11, Jakari Brown.
Great looking athlete.
The number 13, Chris Donnerkamp. 33-yard line of UCF.
From the U. About the U, actually.
2nd and 3.
They look really good against Notre Dame, man.
Correction, 3rd and 3.
Yeah, the U is They've got a couple guys here, right, from Miami. They got Brown, of course. We talked about Nigel Kelly.
You'll love Nigel. He's
Oh, Mr. Nixon, hello, hat trick. 3 explosive touchdowns for Jaden Nixon. 96-yard kickoff return, 86-yard running, and then another huge touchdown. 66 yards this time.
You just saw it too. I mean, great job up front, good vision. I mean, there's just nothing cooking in the hole. It bounces at perfect timing, and it's just speed. I mean, he's got the X button, you know what I'm saying, in PlayStation. Just tap the X and just boom, just accelerated. Absolutely exceptional run and just an electric night for this young man.
Well, I mean, before that, I had just gotten a note from our good buddy Kenny Landis here in Sports Information at UCF that Jaden Nixon is the first UCF player in the history of
electricity by night. And from the opening kickoff up until now, he has just been marvelous here this evening.
Touchback coming up.
You know, it's cool too. Them, Miles Montgomery and Jaden Nixon doing the podcast together. It's so cool, man. 2 running backs. So often in college athletics, okay, one gets the starting job. I like in running back world, both get a lot of run, and they build that rapport and encouragement. Look at these guys, man. You can just tell. Check the podcast.
It'll be 3 hours long. No special guests this week, because Jaden Nixon's a special guy.
He's a special guy. Oh, I love it.
That beats all the high moms with a bat right there.
I mean, every coach we talked about here just loves Miles, loves his leadership. One of the clear leaders on this team.
JT Smith, kind of the safety valve right now in at Wildcat. Burrows his way to a short gain.
Yeah, which probably isn't a bad idea. Already down 2 quarterbacks. You'd hate to get your freshman banged up too. And it's been a rough night here for the Aggies. Think about Coach Gibbs. It's just a nightmare night. It's, you know, again, little mistakes and then key injuries. It's just been a really rough night. But that's part of it. I mean, it's leading young men. Let them grow through adversity.
Graves tried to Harry Houdini it the best he could, but is finally brought down by Sincere Edwards.
It's relentless this evening. Really, this defense. You know, if I'm Coach Grinch, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And this could be really good for them too. You know, really, really close game last week, and there's the injured quarterbacks there. Golly, it's like elbow ER here this evening, but really good for, you know, they barely squeaked by in week 1, super sloppy game. Now they are electric in this game, going to a bye. And it's going to be key here for UCF as they continue to fine-tune stuff and get ready for North Carolina. Take on Bill Belichick, his boys. Taylor Jackson there.
Graves looks like he's kind of favoring his left arm as he heads over to the MASH unit, where we just showed you moments ago the 2 quarterbacks. There's Champ Long. You don't see his left arm because it's in a sling under his jacket. And somewhere down there, Braxton Thomas is down there with a sling that everybody can see.
Just breaks your heart too. Been there, done that. You know, got your family coming up all excited to watch you play, and the hand comes down on a wet field.
Dwayne Thomas escorted out of bounds by a couple of Aggies. We'll step aside and come back. 4:29 left in the 4th. Braxton Thomas will have to wait his turn. Metro has been busy tonight, celebrating every last point.
Pretty dope mohawk he's got there too.
He looks sick, man. Stacey Gage into the game. Keeping it to Jakari Brown, and going to the house is Jakari Brown. Don't blink. If you did, you missed him.
Not bad for a backup quarterback. Come on in. Little zone read. Great protection. Nice little crease.
60
Just absolutely
yards.
beautiful. You'll see it right here. Just rides that. And then right up the middle. I mean, that, talk about opening up holes. Great job, really all night long. You've got Big Carter Miller, Cameron Kinney coming in, Keegan Smith, Preston Cushman. Got your boy Paul Rubelt. It's the offensive line just creating space for Jakari Brown.
And you know, you bring up a great point. You know, this is an opportunity. It's not like UCF has some of their ones in to pour.
I wish I'd blow a hammy at about 20 yards downfield, but great job by that young man. He makes the transfer, week 2, big play. But you're right, a lot of these guys, man, get some experience under the lights and serve them well as they continue to develop.
Flag is down. Ruelas booted it into the left side of the end zone for a touchback officially, but
Offside, kicking team number 99, 5-yard penalty will be added to the touchback spot. First down, North Carolina A&T.
so was Jamal Johnson about one step ahead. And we talked earlier, let's show you these 2 injuries one more time. This was the quarterback room that got decimated tonight for North Carolina A&T. First, it was Braxton Thomas.
That was so tough. Braxton Thomas, you see his elbow just go the wrong way right there as he's going down. He knew it right away. Of course, Champ Long, same type thing, man, as he kind of puts his arm down. His elbow, looks like almost 2 elbow dislocations, at least sprains at the very least.
Misdirection, here's Smith. Springs into the secondary and is taken down. Jaden Gould on the stop.
He's been a very nice surprise for the Aggies here this evening as you take a look at Braxton Thomas right there and Champ both. So sad. Got to listen a little bit about Braxton Thomas, finance major, wants to get into private equity. The other cool thing about, you know, going to Division I football team and you see him right there, he'll bounce back, and praying for a speedy recovery for that young man. But you know, there's something about in a Division I football program, you go through adversity, continue to earn your degree. I've you know, my boy just graduated from Iowa State. I said, man, that's one of the best leadership colleges you can go to. Why? Because you go through adversity. Got to be there on time or you're not on the field. And also at the same time, you're taking all these classes and, you know, maybe not have the greatest professor, but you're still going to show up and you know, do your job. And it's just, I love seeing these young men being prepped for life. And you hate seeing injury, hate seeing injury, but there is something about the crucible of building character through injury.
Well, and you bring up a great point, you know. You're looking right now at Braxton Thomas, you know. Decades ago, you could have been looking at the Lions general manager, Brad Holmes, on the sidelines playing football for A&T. You know, he's an A&T alum now, running football operations for one of the best teams in the NFL.
Right.
B.J. Evans, a guy, he runs public relations for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, the list goes on. And these guys are out there in the world, former North Carolina A&T Aggies, making a difference.
Absolutely.
Jalen Hicks. You saw right there. Coach McGee calls him his Ferrari.
Yeah.
There's some more notable alums. Jermaine Stevens, he was taken in the first round, the only A&T player ever to be taken in the first round. Pro Football Hall of Famer, Elvin Betha. And Bob Jackson was the first ever HBCU player drafted.
My favorite still is Tyreek Cohen, though, man. I mean, I love watching him play, but even better on Madden. That's how I beat my kid with Tyreek Cohen. The little screen pass, dude. That's how I'd win.
Oh, look out.
Stiff. Nice stiff.
Antoine Jackson. Here he goes. Skirts the tackler. Flag in from the backside, and he wants more.
This was not going to go down. Looks like there's going to be a little holding call there, too. Good effort. Might have another injured Aggie down.
That was an exhausting return.
Sure was.
For Jackson, but certainly well worth the exerted energy.
During the return, legal blindside block. Kicking team number 13. A 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, UCF.
Yeah, there we go. That's good to see him getting up on his own.
It's Kellen Culbertson.
Man. That might have been the blindside block, actually.
Speaking of video games, how about video game numbers and video game type performance?
Man, opening kickoff, setting the tone early, and they needed that. UCF needed that this evening, and here's another one. Wide open hole. Great job by the offensive line. You see 62 with his left hand up in the air, just floating.
Well, and you know, you mentioned it, learning behind guys like Jalen Warren, right?
Yeah.
He was behind Ollie Gordon, both those dudes at Oklahoma State. And he still was able to show flashes of brilliance there, but, you know, wanted to play. Last year, of course, Ollie Gordon was the bell cow for Oklahoma State, so he spent the year at Western Michigan where he almost had 1,000 yards, had 12 touchdowns, and now at UCF where clearly his impact is being felt.
Well, that's the thing. You give this guy a crease, and you just see he's got the elite speed that the Big 12, he's going to make a ruckus in this league. And we talked about it. R.J. Harvey did the same thing last year. I mean, he just absolutely was electric. And to be able to learn from him, and be able to see how he operates as a professional, you know, not just on the field, but off the field. Oh, God.
40 yards a carry, just about.
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
You know, and I hate to bring this up, but, you know, talking to Denzel Jones, the defensive coordinator, right? He said, we don't want to give up explosives. We gave up 3 explosives last week.
Right.
Well, there were some explosions tonight for sure. But I don't know that, you know, that's on the defense or the coach. That is just more tip of the cap to Jaden Nixon.
Yeah, he is a fantastic player. And he's going to be a fun player to watch really all season.
Stacey Gage shimmies and shakes to the 15 on what quite possibly will be the last play of the third quarter. Marquise Hood, one of those Fort Valley State, here at the bounce house where they are still bouncing, and why not? Jakari, that one too hot to handle. Freshman Waden Charles, who has had his number called frequently tonight.
I really like Waden Charles. Ball just a hint behind by Brown. Waden Charles, though, he's a player to watch as he continues to develop and mature. Like I said, probably one of the biggest catches of the game to keep that drive alive last week. And what you love about that for freshmen, man, just starts building confidence.
Great play fakes. Brown hurdles a tackler and dances into the end zone. Boy, has he looked slick tonight.
Wow. That was special right there now. Not a lot of guys that are 6'4", 210 can operate like this. Watch this. Whoop, whoop. It's like he's running the 110 hurdles right there. Take it to the end zone. You see the speed, you see the athleticism. You see Taven giving him some love on the sideline. And again, I like seeing this, right? You see 2 quarterbacks getting all kinds of run. Taven in the first half, Jakuri here in the second.
61-0.
just a beautiful job. That's an athletic quarterback for you, right?
He's about a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. Looking good.
Hanging out with quarterbacks coach Mackenzie Milton, who's got all kinds of swag. So I think the swag just dripped over to him as he was giving him some instruction right there. Bringing back the days.
Ruelas puts it right through the end zone.
Listening to Coach Milton and his return back to UCF, and he was talking about his time back in high school
61 on him.
Hawaii and how he just learned humble and hungry. He's not bringing that to his quarterback room. And I tell you what, I'd love to be the quarterback's coach here. This type of talent. Now again, just pouring into these guys as they continue to elevate and grow in confidence this season. Get the bye week to continue to dial it in. Coach Frost talked a lot about just the small things, man. Continuing to grow and the details, the fundamentals, just improving those. Got a ton of talent, but the details going, and they could have something cooking here.
There is KZ, they call him around here, and everybody knows what that means.
A legend. You know, it's funny because I remember watching him play. You can just see the it factor on the football field from the quarterback position. You know, fierce competitor, it factor, ice in your veins, and it just comes right off the screen when you watched him play. And bringing that moxie back here and coaching these guys up, it's good to see him back.
Hicks met at the line of scrimmage and knocked back, nowhere to go. That has been the story most of the night. Bullard finishes him off.
Talked about Coach Milton talked about his head coach, Rod York, back there. There's a lot of just quarterbacks coming out of Hawaii. I mean, if you think about it, and these guys are all winners. You see now translate that to his cues here in Central Florida.
And there's a good look at JT Smith staring into the eyes of his offensive huddle. 3rd and 11. Low snap, picks it up off the ground, and picked up off the ground right there by Isaiah Nixon, and brought to the turf is Smith, bringing up 4th down.
Well, it gets to be tough too for JT. I mean, when the defense knows what's going to happen, I mean, you're Wildcat back and forth, and I understand the reasoning, right? You got one healthy quarterback, you want to protect him, but it doesn't really set you up for success as a running back. Good job defensively, though.
Antoine Jackson back deep. Almost broke one earlier. Drifting back, calling for a fair catch at the 37-yard line. 61-0. Knights ball coming back. Back at the bounce house, 61-0 UCF, taking care of business at home against FCS opponent, North Carolina A&T. Jakari Brown in shotgun formation, already with 2 touchdowns under his belt. Well, before he ran the ball into the end zone twice, Taven Jackson did it.
And they sure enough did right here, and just a nice, well-blocked zone read. And here he has another one where he kind of dips it, bounces outside, heads for the pylon. Not just throwing the ball, but running the ball. And of course, Curry Brown, the first time they call his number. Look at the stride on this young man. He got there super quick. There it happened again. Good vision right there. Nice little hurdle into the end zone. Just made it look effortless at that point. And this is a remarkable athlete you're watching here on your TV screen, that's for sure.
Stacey Gage
On the carry.
stacked up short of the 40-yard line.
On stop number
My
0,
question for you is, did you see enough from Taven Jackson, Todd, to say, hey, this is my job?
That's a good question. I did. I think if I'm Scott Frost, I'm one to still – there's a couple throws that were there that were just a hint off, right? You had maybe just a little overthrow. There's a couple balls that were just behind, and I think if Taven can tighten that up, I think he's got everything. I mean, the ball flies out of his hand effortlessly. He's athletic. He's been there, done that. He's been around. Comes from great pedigree, and I think he's the guy. But time will tell. I think the bye week's going to be good for them to continue to just get more and more reps. And we talked about it. This is like a big all-star game that they're all coming together. 69 new players, right? You got a bunch of new coaches, or everybody's coming in under one vision. It doesn't happen overnight. And I think, I'll be honest with you, man. I was thinking, if Jaden Williams doesn't make the play on 4th and 1 last week and bail him out with a minute left or whatever, a minute and change in the fourth quarter, it's a different season. But, he makes the biggest play of the game, and they go 1-0, and they come here and start putting stuff together. But I think a long-winded preacher's response to you, is I think they have the guy, but I do think there were a couple of throws, and Taven would be the first one to tell you that as he takes a look at the tape these next few days. And I think you take care of that and clean some of those little things up, I think you have your man.
Yeah, the opportunity, the door of opportunity swung wide open for Taven Jackson last week, and we can't forget how well he played to close that game in crunch time.
Crunch time, exactly. Ice in his veins, great play calls at the right time, but you got to execute them as well. And I think, and that's why I keep on going back to that 3rd and 15 on that game-tying drive. It's 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's 3rd and 15. He actually looks for the go route. He comes back to the dig and delivers a perfect pass. And you got to have some moxie when it comes. You're down by 7. If you don't get that first down, who knows what happens right there. And steady in the pocket, goes to his second read and puts it on the money to young Wade and Charles, which, again, building some confidence for him as well.
Brown, talk about building. Banging his way to another first down for the Knights.
On the carry.
Almost another one there.
41-yard line of North Carolina.
Close to springing it.
And that's enough for another UCF.
Good vision. Good job up front. Again, all night long up front, and that's one thing that offensive coordinator Steve Cooper just continued to talk about. If we asked him, what's your number one adjustment and change, it was pad level. He kept on going back to pad level. And, sticking their feet in the ground as offensive linemen, and it seems like they took a step in the right direction here this evening.
Brown takes a step in the right direction himself. He's shoved out of bounds by Ty Williams. That was almost another one.
Man, you just see this. This is backyard football right here. He's like, all right, let me just go ahead and try to outrun these guys. Old pee-wee football when you went east and west, so you could get around. And that's it's an exceptional player right there. Standing speed, great size. It's good for him to get, a good half of football here as well. Just never know what's going to happen down the stretch.
308 total rushing yards tonight. Tack this on, Stacey Gage. At 5'11", 200 pounds, the Tampa, Florida native finds himself in the end zone. First career touchdown.
Redshirt freshman down there in St. Thomas Aquinas. And again, this is just a very well blocked outside zone. Nice little cut back right there. Shifty. Got a great nose for the end zone. Doesn't go down.
You look at the scoreboard. 6, 7, nothing. And by the way, I got to give some Big 12 news. In Starkville, Arizona State had taken a 3-point lead, but a huge touchdown for Mississippi State has them ahead late. But back to the present, where things are going awfully well in Orlando for Stacey Gay. And then you've got North Carolina. After North Carolina, you've got a struggling Kansas State team that lost tonight to Army.
How about that? Good old-fashioned whooping here this evening, and started early. You got the electric kickoff return and a couple of mistakes, a couple of injuries, and stocks up quick.
Noah McHugh, true freshman kicker, getting a shot, puts it in the end zone. Well, it's 68-0 here in Orlando, but it was worse actually for Grambling tonight. 70-0.
Oh boy.
They fall to number 1, Ohio State, Penn State. They weren't ready to give up any points either. They beat FIU 34-0, and then LSU, everybody winning so far in the top 10, and South Carolina looking to take care of business as well, up 17-3. It was a scare for Clemson for a while there.
I was just about to say, it was dicey for sure. Clemson, a lot of folks were picking them to win the whole deal. If they go down against Troy in week 2, boy, fight to come back.
Shameik Blizzard has not been shy about taking on contact tonight.
Talked to the coaching staff about Blizzard, and they just said he was a ball of muscle, man. And they actually talked about Graves the same way, where Graves 5'9", 225, Blizzard 5'8", 191 and change. Just an absolute ball of muscle. Hopefully they can stay healthy here, get mended up for their conference play.
Yeah, North Carolina A&T fighting out of the CAA nowadays as of like 2022. So they'll take on Hampton, then they'll take on North Carolina Central. That's Coach Gibbs' alma mater, so he'll be all business for that one. Then you get to Maine and William and Mary.
I really liked visiting with him. One of my other quotes, he's talking about how you do anything is how you do everything, and you know, it's not going to happen overnight. He understands that, right? But going from 1-11 last year, and he's got his hands full. But you know, he's going to set the right culture, and day by day, practice by practice, rep by rep, continue to invest in these young men, having them believe, get them healthy, and see what can happen over the next few seasons.
Blizzard, ice cold to the 40, and it's tracked down, but that was close.
I thought he was gone right there.
Tony Williams caught him.
Blocked by big 65. That's a sprint of elite right there. Got hawked up there late, but boy, it's a fantastic block. That's a straight speed right there to be able to wrap him up. Good job, though, as Blizzard comes in and makes his presence known.
44-yard run. Longest play of the night. That's, you know, in the year of the NIL, or the era of the NIL, if the fourth string gives up a touchdown, I mean, the question is, do they have to buy lunch for the ones and twos?
Absolutely. And it's not like Pollo Tropical. I mean, we're getting like a steak sandwich and a steak sandwich or something. I mean, come on.
Well, you can take me to tropical smoothie, and then that's it. I'm all yours.
Oh man. Yeah, I thought he was gone. That's a heck of a job. Good team speed here for UCF. We were talking to defensive coordinator Grinch, and he was talking about it's like the key to have speed in this division and in this conference. You saw it right there. Great display of it. It's really good talking to Coach Grinch. He's a college teammate of Matt Campbell at Iowa State. Coach Campbell he says he was the glue on that team where they played at Mount Union, won a couple national championships, and talk about some experience from Coach Grinch. Just came from Wisconsin, of course had some time in Oklahoma, USC. Just a good visit with him as well. And I know his main thing, right, is are these guys going to really take it seriously? Are going to be prepared week in and week out? Wants to play more players. And we asked him about the greatest improvement tweak to week 2, and he talked about the idea of repeatability, right? You know, times effort, but the repeatability. It's like we need to see the consistency, right? Continue to grow as we move into week 2. And we say it all the time, right? The greatest leap you usually see is from week 1 to week 2, and I would say so, Pete, right? From barely winning against Jack State, Jaden Williams bailing you out, to now 68-0.
Blizzard. There you go. Whips up a treat for everybody.
Vanilla ice cream, Butterfinger, Blizzard right there.
Let's go.
Maybe throw some French fries in there as you get
Almost a smile.
Semi-grin
Almost.
by Coach Gibbs.
Yeah.
Oh, man, happy for this young guy. Shameik Blizzard. And look at this, too. Good vision, good patience. Bounces off 2 would-be tacklers. And the 4-stringers are definitely going to be buying some steak sandwiches this week. That's for sure.
Well, it's nice to see they got to make a little chicken, right? Because we talked to Coach Gibbs about, you know, what that means. They say, you know, we want to make chicken. And we asked him on the call, I said, what exactly does that mean, make chicken? And he said, well, think about it. You go to Kentucky Fried Chicken. What do they do chicken right, right? You know what you're getting. You know you're getting chicken. You know it's going to be great. And we want to make chicken. Yeah. And it's like, we know who we are. We want to do it. We want to bang it out. And as somebody who worked at Kentucky Fried Chicken, I can appreciate that.
Really? That's impressive, man.
They took me off coleslaw because I was making too much of a mess. So it's not. I don't have the secret recipe. I can promise you that.
Well, he said, well, we asked him, what is, he said, man, running the football, stopping the run, winning the kicking game, take care of the football, right? And so, you know, very late, but that's a young man that can run the football. That's a man having a drumstick or two here this evening and getting in the end zone. And I just love it, man. I don't, you know, it's sometimes you don't look at the scoreboard and say, hey, what can I control right now? I can't control a 68 zip. I can control my effort. Ran behind his pads right there, and ball of muscle got to pay dirt. Coach Gibbs got a lot on his mind, and especially for the injuries. I think that's the big thing. You know, you can fix stuff on tape, but man, sometimes, especially elbow injuries, take a little while to heal up. And wish the best for both those young men. Heal up quickly.
Jaden Nixon is back, and he will field this kickoff. Calling a fair catch. He's a class act.
He doesn't want to get a cramp either. Unless he got an IV on the side of the field.
Say, hey, man, I'm good for tonight.
It's funny. And Miles Montgomery was on the sideline when he was coming off. He was upset about it. Oh, that was funny.
Check him out. Yeah, he's kind of feeling it a little.
There you go.
I mean, wouldn't you?
I'd feel really good about myself if there he goes. Oh, man.
But now the attention turns to Davi Belfort. And let me tell you something. If you've ever heard of Victor Belfort, you don't want to mess with this young man right here. Victor Belfort is his dad.
Is that right?
And he is a nasty UCF fighter. He is tough.
Wow.
To say the least.
Very interesting.
Vitor Belfort is the guy. And another thing is Belfort right here, this young man you're looking at, the first Brazilian to ever, first Brazilian quarterback, receive a Power 4 scholarship.
Is that right?
Yeah.
My goodness. Well, anytime, you're raised in a disciplined environment like that, you're going to at least have a chance of success and preparing your children the right way. Of course, they got to take it and run with it, but clearly he did here.
Vitor's record as a UCF fighter, or UFC, excuse me. 26-14. It looks like we're coming up on the 2-minute warning.
Making his dad proud out here.
Absolutely. Knights in control. Back here at the bounce house, 68-7. Gavi Balfour, the Brazilian in shotgun formation on 3rd and 1. Keeps it around the right side. Does the high wire act before he is finally shoved out of bounds. But the redshirt freshman from Brazil getting in on the act.
That's a heck of a read right there. And that zone read is tough too. Sometimes when that DN gives you a slow play, he kind of slow played it a bit and kept it in the belly for a second, pulled right at the right time. Good speed on the edge.
Did you like running the option?
Loved the option. So fun, man. Because you got to make a split-second decision depending on your key, your read, and then you become a running back, which he doesn't want to have the rock in your hands.
And sometimes for you, right, if you were flipping it, it was going to Troy Davis. That wasn't too bad.
That was really fun, too. That kid, golly. Can you imagine running for 2,000 yards back-to-back seasons?
I can't imagine running for 20 minutes.
It's like 5'8", 190, just a rock. Yeah, he was fun to play with for sure.
And of course, you guys played against this man, Scott Frost, who I got a chance to ask him about you when you weren't in the room, which was great because his eyes got huge, man. He just said that guy was a beast. And he said, elite athlete.
He said, I just love seeing where Scott's at. You know, this second opportunity here, open door for him. Just want nothing but the best for him and his family and this new season. It was just good visiting with him, man. I mean, Shrine Bowl 32 years ago, you know, playing against each other in college, and a ton of respect for him and what he can accomplish here is going to be electric. I mean, the greatest 2-year turnaround here at UCF in modern history. Can he do it again? And I think he's made a couple great hires. And they've acquired some good talent. Even, you know, kind of, if we're really honest, from a financial standpoint, some of the other people that with no salary cap, I think he's doing a fantastic job. Wish him nothing but the best.
And he is happy to be back here with his wife and his family, and he just kind of oozes that gratitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the fan base, a lot of gratitude tonight after this one. They got just what they wanted. 68-7 is the final score. Scott Frost has not lost a game as a UCF head coach. And I mean, almost, it was, let me see, I have it written down here. I want to get this right. In 3,185 days.